How are you? So, in today's session, we are going to talk about the neural networks. So, basically, when the term comes neural networks, it's comes under the field of deep learning, where the machine learning phase, the deep learning starts. Like, if you have to handle the n-dimensional data, a higher dimensional data, then the machine learning will get fails, and you have to use the deep learning. And also, you can say that the neural networks are faster, but neural networks give more accuracy on the test and training data, means the having low bias and low variance as compared to the machine learning models. If you have abundance of data and the higher number of dimensions, then the neural networks performs very well as compared to the machine learning. So let's start with this, like what is neural networks and how it's work. So, first of all, let's start with the starting like biological motivation and the connections, like how this neural network came into the picture of the computer system. The basic computational unit of the brain is a neuron. Approximately 86 billion neurons can be found in the human nervous system, and they can be connected with approximately 10 is to the power 14 to 10 is to the power 15 synapses. The diagram below shows a cartoon drawing of biological neuron left and a common mathematical model right. So basically, this is about a biological neuron. So let's see the structure of this biological neuron. So a biological neuron is look like this. Like this is a axon impulse carried away from the cell body, axon terminals, branches of axon. Here, this is the cell body, nucleus, and dendrites. Impulse carried towards cell body. So from this side, any information comes, it will get produced or it will get processed, and from this side, the information get passed away to the other neurons or the cells of the body. So that's how a biological neuron looks like, and its structure is like this, and its information. And next came is artificial neuron. Like first of all, we figure out that we have a biological neuron in our main. So let's create a artificial neuron by which through which the a computer can also think. So here, like an axon from a neuron, we get a value x0 and synapse like uh, weight which is predefined, which is randomly defined and gets updated and something like that. So we get an x naught and w naught, and then w1 x1 x w2 x2. We have axon and we have snaps, and we combine them, we process them, and we get an output axon by applying a activation function. So that's how a neuron will work. Like you get an input, you will multiply the input with the weights, and you do with those other inputs as well also, and after multiplying with the input with the respective weights, you sum up all of them, add a bias term, that is b, apply a activation, an activation function, and you get an output like this. Sum of all weights into the input, and plus the bias by applying the activation function, you get an output axon. So that's how a neural network will looks like. Next, artificial neural networks, ANNs, are all the hype in the machine learning. As a result, a slew of branches or slew of research is occurring. The progression of computer vision by their tolerance of noise data, self-driving cars by predicting where the road lines will be, and the natural language processing NLP, so that you can communicate to the voice assistants, has been done due to ANN. So these all implementation will done by using the ANN, like the self-driving cars and the natural language processing. And I hope that you also get to know about listen about the Alexa and something like that, and Cortana. So that's all the implementation of these ANNs, that you can communicate that you communicate with the system. Understanding the basics of neural networks will be beneficial by helping you stay engaged in the conversation around the topic. Let's start with the definition. Artificial neural networks are mathematical structures that, when given input, can map to a desired output. With that, a dozen questions pop up in your mind. Let's go ahead and answer some of the come up questions to understand the basics of neural networks. So what is a perceptron? How does it make up neural networks? So first of all, what is a perceptron? Perceptron is a building block of neural networks, similar to the biological building blocks of nucleic acids, lipids, carbohydrates, and proteins. Four parts make up these as well. So, like this, we make a biological neuron. We have these four components for the four basic components for the artificial neuron, like input values, weights and bias, and some summation function and activation function. So the input values are affected by the predefined weights values and then add it up together in the summation function. After the summation function, the value is squashed between 1 minus 1 and 1 or 0 and 1 in the activation function. This will determine that if perceptron will be activated. The more negative the value is, the closer it and will be to the minimum minus 1 or 0, and then more positive the value, the closer it is to the maximum one. It is affected by it is activated, then the output is sent along its way. So this is how, like, you get your inputs, you get your weights, multiply them, summation them, you submit so you apply a summation function by adding, or by adding all those uh, multiplication values, multiplied values. You then you apply an activation function, so that's how a perceptron works and neural network. So when you get a perceptron on a single unit, like this is a single perceptron. So to get a neural network, you combine multiple perceptrons. Like here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 perceptrons, and when we combine these 8 perceptrons, when we have multiple perceptrons, then we get an artificial neural network. This is how a neural network looks like. It is a basic neural network. However, more than one perceptron is present and joined in a layered fashion, we have produced a neural network. The output from the first layer becomes the input for the second layer, and so on until the output layer sums up the total activation function. The total activation is the confidence level of the neural network for its final decision. So basically, when we have two or more perceptrons, then we get our neural network, and output of first layer becomes the input for the second layer, and we arrange all when and we arrange all those perceptrons or we arrange all those perceptrons in a layer form fashion, and at final we get an output. Next, what are the neural network layers? Neural networks have three layers: input layer, hidden layer, output layer. So we have three layers in the neural networks, like input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. So the input layer is the starting point of the network. This is the layer where the values that will be used for the prediction and are bought in. The hidden layer is where the networks works its magic. The activation amounts of the input values and the calculated throughout this area. The hidden layer can be as small as 1 and as numerous as needed for the project. Finally, the output layer is where the activation of each of the final nodes is used to get select a solution. So basically here it's tells about, like, when the first layer is called as the input layer, where we get the input from the user, and after that the in between layers where all the magic is done, like all the processing, all the thinking of machine is done. All that area is considered, all that magic, all that perceptron between the area is considered as a hidden layers, considered as a hidden layers. And the last layer where we get the output, we consider that layer as an output layer. As you can see, each unit is connected to each or unit of the subsequent layer. This allows for nearby perceptrons to communicate with one another and create weights that are optimal for its use. Just remember, the first layer is the input and the last layer is the output. Anything in between is the hidden layer. So it is self-explanatory. I hope you understand this, and I explain it much more. So move on to next. How does the computer see neural networks? So the diagram that is frequently used to represent neural networks, such as the one used above, like right on your side, is the human friendly vision. How computer work with them and view them are in a matrix form. So this is how a neural network looks like we have some values 13, 29, 10, 20, 12, 81, 15, 48, 15, 20. We have a matrix format and where we have a value and we do some processing on that and consider those values so that we can do prediction. So next, like matrix multiplication. Let's break down our neural network within two input values. What a hidden layer containing three nodes, and we end up with two output nodes. So it's here it's telling that in the input layer we have two nodes, in the hidden layer we have three nodes, in the output layer we have two nodes again. We will keep this easy to follow by using the letters unique to each element so that you can reference it as we go. So basically, like this input 1, input 0 and input 1 will get multiply with w0 to get an output for to get an input for h0, and this input 1 is also get multiplied with w3 to get an input for h0. By combining these two multiplication, by combining these two weights and these two multiplication, we get an output, and by applying a activation function we get an output for this, and after that we multiply with weight 0 and we get an input for this output 0. So this input will multiply by three weights w0, w1 and w2 and become input for h0, h1 and h2, and h0, h1, h2 become multiplied by these six weights to get the to become the input of these two output layers. So by from this output layers we get our from these two nodes, or from this output layer we get our desired output. Next comes like how do neural networks learn? So neural networks learn in two steps: feed forward, which we just went over, like how this go on, and a back propagation. Back propagation can be broken down into two steps itself: calculating the cost, then minimizing the cost. The cost is the difference between the predicted value from the network and the expected value from the dataset. So it's like when you make your model and pass an input and you get an output. So like you give a input and you want that output to be get like you want that output should be 10, but you get an output like 5 or 6. So you calculate the cost like 10 minus 6 or 10 minus 5, we have 4 or 5 as our cost, and when we get our cost we have to minimize our cost so that the when we provide the input, model will give it the output or predict to be 10. The larger the cost, the greater the error. The goal is to have the smallest possible cost. To achieve this, minimizing the cost through altering the weights and the biases is the name of the game. To think of it simply, it feeds feed forward in reverse. So when we do feed forward in the in the reverse format, we minimize our cost. Next, you are doing matrix multiplication to alter the weights to give more of an emphasis on certain neurons based on what they will be receiving. One common method of minimizing cost function is through gradient descent. So basically, you do the matrix multiplication to alter your weights and gets your best weight for which you get the minimum for which you get the minimum cost. And some of the common method which we use to minimize the cost, the method, or you can say the optimization function, we use this gradient descent to so that we use this gradient descent to reduce the cost. So that's all for the like neural networks, where I just tell you about that how what is the motivation for came up with this neural network, and what is a biological neural network, and by seeing and by seeing the biological neuron, how we think about an artificial neuron, that then about some artificial neuron, what is this artificial neuron, and what is perceptron, how we make a neural network by using perceptron, and we also take an example of this small neural network, and we just see the neural network layers, what are the layers: input layer, hidden layer, output layer, and discuss about these layers. And then we see that how this perceptron is look like, as if we want to see, and how the computer see a neurons like. And we talk about the matrix multiplication, that while passing the data, the matrix multiplication is occurring. And how do neural networks learn that, how they will get to learn about something, how they get trained, or how they get trained on a data. So we talk about this, and how they train, and by using the two methods, feed forward and back propagation. So that's all for the today's session, and I hope that I am able to clear all your doubts for this topic, neural networks. So that's all for the today's session. Thank you. Bye bye, take care, stay motivated, and keep learning.